All right, G, there's the disclaimer right there. It's on the screen.
It's clear.
It's very clear. I'm not sure how many people actually read it.
Well, we know we weren't stupid. We actually put a guard at the back door and the front door to protect us so nobody would come in and stop us.
A paid guard.
A paid guard, yes.
Which is not cheap these days.
No, well, this one, he was the one in the street. I paid him $20.
Yeah. Hey.
But he had a friend.
Yeah.
You know, his friend happens to be his 3-year-old child, so that's
fine.
in the back and he's in the front.
There's nothing wrong with
Let's
that.
do it.
All right. Doors are locked.
Doors are locked.
And
security alarm is on. Watch out, people. This shit's going to get real.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. We want to say good morning to you. First off, you've got Fly on the Wall Productions. You've got the Aired Out Podcast on Facebook and YouTube and streamed everywhere you get your podcasts on the web at airedoutVT.com. First of all, want to lead off this morning by saying we have this winter storm warning. You know, and I knew it was a watch, but we also know that something like this is going to go to a warning. I mean, it's just a guarantee. I think we got Raylene with us. Good morning, Raylene.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, we're 100%. We're doing well. 8 p.m. tonight until 2 a.m. on Sunday. That's the deal. All right.
Yes.
So now they're saying 8 to 17 inches of heavy, wet snow and maybe even some power outages. And snow going to be coming down Saturday, Raylene, like 1 to 2 inches an hour, they're saying now.
Heavy, wet snow, breezy, just the same crap as always. But I will say that they have really gone back and forth on whether or not we're going to get 2 inches or 2 feet. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, I mean,
we'll see how it goes.
I'll tell you right now, and G will back me up. This is 2 inches. Am I right?
Yeah.
Raylene,
okay.
Raylene, you have a lot going on here this morning. I'm just going to let you just go.
Well, we know. So this storm has caused a lot of cancellations. The all-you-can-eat pie breakfast in Berlin at the fire station has been postponed to April 6th, as is the Berlin Craft Fair and the Union 32 Craft Fair. The Berlin Craft Fair will also be April 6th, and the Union 32 Craft Fair will be April 7th.
Okay.
So those are all cancellations and new dates. Those are up on the page. We know the rally for the nurses has also changed. That has changed from Saturday to Sunday as well.
April 7th.
Yes.
All right.
So we know that all of those things are happening, and we'll keep track too of everything else that will be possibly shutting down. Also, we need to say that many schools have now announced that they will be closed on April 8th for the eclipse. No delays, no early releases, none of that, just absolutely closed.
Okay.
That is going on as well. So, yeah.
Is that it?
That is it as far as that we know of as of right now, as far as cancellations.
All right.
But this morning, we need to do a huge shout out to Jade Pryor, our winner this week of the dirtiest car. Woo! And I've posted her up already. She knows about it, and Jade can either get in touch and we will mail it. So if you just shoot us a message with your address, we can mail it, or we can make arrangements for you to pick up from us. So Jade, congratulations to Jade this week for having the dirtiest car. She said she was holding out hope that she was going to win, and by God, she finally did.
Disgusting car. I mean,
I know.
she should be.
That's terrible. Well, I don't know if she noticed, but you changed the picture on the contest to her car last. So that goes to show
It's
that
probably the worst one that I've seen. And gee, I'll say this: I don't know Jade, but whoever she is, she should be ashamed of herself for driving.
Look at the dirtiest car, and then there she is.
Driving a car like this around town. My God, what is she thinking?
Embarrassing.
What is she thinking?
Oh.
But she says she's not going to wash it yet. I mean, and she's smart not to, because what is going to happen this weekend is it's just going to get worse. I say on our final week, when I'm going to add a little something to the pot, she should maybe re-enter for the final week of this thing.
Is that
because
is that legal?
By then, she's probably going to be really bad.
Yeah, I mean, she's one of these Vermonters who is just like, screw it. Why would I bother washing my car right now?
Especially with mud season coming.
Yeah, I'm just here.
Right.
Coming. Yes, it's
someday.
Even arrived
Someday.
What is the point? What is the point? At this point.
Oh.
So, yeah, we have a lot of great things going on. I actually posted this morning, just for memory for you as well, that 2 years ago. Today we had little Wyatt in the studio shooting us to death with Nerf guns.
That was so much fun.
I remember
I
that.
posted it up because that will forever be one of my most favorite days. It just will be. It was the best time I think that I have ever had in the studio.
Do you remember that, G?
I remember it very clearly.
He was like 5 years old, and he had
when that little guy came in and just melted our hearts. But what a sweet kid.
Yeah.
So and then today, let's say, get yourself over to Harrington's Food and Fuel.
Yes.
And get yourself some of the amazing sweet treats that are coming in fresh off the bakery truck here from Mimi's, made by Mimi.
Yeah.
Cinnamon buns, maple frosted cinnamon buns, fresh donuts, all of that great stuff. Double-decker chicken bacon sandwich is on tap for the lunch special. And, of course, pizzas, salads, with the ever so famous ranch dressing. You name it, you can get it over there. Fill up your bellies, fuel up the car.
Mr. Z's Pizza, too.
I mean, absolutely amazing. So get on over there. And then tonight, before the storm hits, do yourself a favor, kick back and relax right out back at Jerry's Sports Tavern. Have a drink, prepare yourself for being shut in and shoveling. Have a good, nice drink, relax with your friends, all of that great stuff tonight, right out back at Jerry's on Summer Street.
And if you have kids and you can't get into Jerry's, go out to the Paramount Theater tonight. They got Ghostbusters playing. So
there you go.
There you go.
That's a good movie.
I got over to Harrington's yesterday. And
I saw that.
Man, I didn't even know they were Heather's kids. How many kids does Heather have? Like hundreds?
A million.
My God.
It seems it sometimes, doesn't it? She definitely has a brood. And they just adopted a little girl here not long ago. I mean, Hurley has lived with them for quite some time now. But, it just came official a couple of months ago.
Yeah. I was up in Alaska 2 weeks ago, and I met these strangers, and they're like, "We're Heather Slayton's kids," and I'm like, "Are you serious?"
That's a little excessive.
Yeah.
I mean, such great kids, so polite. I mean, it was just wonderful getting over there and grabbing a hot cup of coffee and just having some fun with those guys. So
they're a great family for sure, and You go in there and you're always greeted with a smile. And Heather's daughter, Pam, is just the sweetest. I mean, if you're having a bad day, I'm telling you, just make a trip up there for that reason alone. Your whole day will change.
I'm going to run down some of the big Vermont headlines this morning, and you and G can jump in and illustrate if you want. Daniel Bonnier, as far as we know, he has not posted his $15,000 bail. He is still lodged in jail after his traffic stop and arrest yesterday for speeding as a passenger in Paulette. Pepper spray and a scuffle, and damn, I mean, this is like...
He and the constable threw punches.
I know.
So, it was quite the takedown.
The flavored tobacco ban is now on the desk of Governor Scott, waiting for his signature. He might veto it. That's one of the big stories today. Randy Brock.
I sure hope he does.
I know. Randy Brock had an interesting point. He's like, prohibition didn't work. Why would this? So,
right.
I mean,
well, exactly. And we're talking about we need those funds now more than ever.
Right.
And it's called parenting. If you don't, in education, if you don't want your children smoking those things, then educate them not to do it.
Right. Actually parent.
I hope you have better luck than my mother. I hope you have better luck than my mother did. I'm just saying.
Well, listen, parent it's a noun and a verb. I mean, come on. You know, just do your damn job and step up.
It boils down to education, and people will just go to New Hampshire and order them.
Yeah.
And buy them or order them online because you can do either.
Sure.
So it's complete ridiculousness.
The Toyota Tacoma that crashed into the telephone pole yesterday and breaking it into three pieces on the airport road in Berlin. Police.
Yeah, there's been an arrest in that.
Yes, police only found footprints in the snow. A passenger made it to the ER at Central Vermont Medical Center. The driver, Cole Rutledge of Barry City, was tracked to a home in Barry. He was taken into custody for leaving the scene of an accident. Let's see, felony.
He was actually found. He wasn't at his home in Barry. He was found and arrested at a home in Waterbury.
Oh, Waterbury. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Felony unlawful mischief, gross negligent operation, and reckless endangerment. He's due in court in May. And then the big sports headlines this morning, and I know G is all worked up about this. Oakland upset Kentucky. This is the first bracket buster of the NCAA tournament. 80-76 was the final. G's taking a big, deep breath. Round one of the NCAA March Madness tonight for the Vermont Catamounts. They take on Duke. Obama's got his money on the Cats. Sox and Blue Jays in Grapefruit League action this afternoon, and NASCAR has the Circa of the Americas in Texas on Sunday. The big national story that's buzzing this morning, Idaho fugitives have been caught after a short vehicle pursuit. No shots fired. They ditched the initial car used and are suspected of killing at least two people while they were on the run. So they have been caught. So huge story this morning.
Well, and the huge story for me this morning comes right out of Hartford, Vermont. It was actually a story yesterday, and of course it sticks right with me and in my head. There are council members that the town wanted to hang on the poles, on the light poles, like Barry hangs the flags on the poles. They wanted to hang on the poles flags recognizing the hometown heroes in White River Junction.
Yes.
And the Hartford Select Board members, there are several that are saying no, they don't want to do this. It totally blows my mind why they would not want to honor these veterans and these representation of heroes, but they don't. And the story is shocking and really shameful, in my opinion. And I'm just blown away by the whole thing.
I cannot understand. Why would they not want to do that?
I don't
They're
don't know.
heroes.
Right. I cannot fathom it. And so I'm just, I'm going to behave myself here this morning and just say,
Why would you behave yourself? The bottom line is there are a lot of ignorant people out there, and too many people have too many fucking opinions.
For sure. For sure.
This goddamn cowbell's going to get a workout this morning.
It just, but it blows my mind.
Yeah.
I do not understand it at all. I do not understand it at all.
Yeah.
But before I leave you boys to your shenanigans, I will say, spring has sprung, even though it's going to snow like hell. That's part of spring.
Yeah.
We got to have sugar snow. We got to have the saffron, and we got to have this one last hoorah,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And so spring has sprung, and they're ready for you over at Yipes. They
Yes,
have
they
set your car up with the roof racks, with the bike rack, with the little tow behind things, mats for your car, all of the summertime fun stuff, the tool carriers on the top. You can call, make your appointment. That's at the accessory side of things. On the print shop side of things, we know there's all kinds of benefits and concerts and all kinds of amazing things, graduations, everything coming up. You can honor your students. You can advertise your benefit. You can do so many great things with Val and her team over at Yipes. They can put a graphic on just about anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, and make you don't have a logo or a decal or whatever. If you don't have that yet, Val will create it for you, and she does amazing work.
Gee, she did your truck, right?
Val and Brock both did the lifting on my truck and a few other details. So every time I need something done to the truck, I usually call Val, and she tells Brock to get on it.
You know what she really says?
What?
She puts you on hold, and she goes, "Oh
shit, it's him.
G's here. He's going to want to pimp something out again."
Yeah, but they make enough money on it, so stop bitching and just pimp it.
That's right. But they do an amazing job. 441 North Main Street in Barrie, 802-479-0055 is how you get Yipes Stripes in Barrie.
We love them so much. So much.
Yes, we do.
By the way, hi, Raylene. How are you?
I'm doing okay, G. Had a little bit of a rough week with my diabetes, but I'm getting better.
Okay. Well, I just want you to know we did secure the doors, and nobody can come in while we're ranting today.
Well, she's got a key.
Good. Oh, good. Except for me. I can get in the back door, but I'm not coming in.
No, you don't want to come into this.
She's a backdoor woman.
Whoa.
Whoa! Come on.
Oh, my God. Listen to
and
you.
It starts.
I guess so. All right. We'll have some fun.
Thanks, Raylene.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
Bye, honey.
Talk to you soon. G.
Yes.
Do you have the motorcycle? Are we ready for spring? What's going on?
We are getting ready for spring, and we could have taken the bike out tomorrow, but clearly we're not.
Mother Nature, she's like,
she's
what's going on with it?
She's like a woman.
Is it
she's
menopause? What is it? What is going on?
If it's menopause, she's been doing it for a long time.
She's not happy.
Get the fucking pills already.
I mean, can we get some spring going, please?
Sooner or later, the trees are budding, and now they're just going to go into shock again.
I know.
Well,
I'm so happy to see you, buddy.
It's good to see you.
Did you have a good winter this past winter?
I had a quiet winter.
Did you sit down and I was supposed to come over to your house for the Super Bowl? That didn't happen. What happened? Tell me about the Super Bowl.
You know who I rooted for?
What's that?
I rooted for I Don't Give a Fuck.
Oh.
Because I went on a cruise during the Super Bowl.
Oh.
And Jed and I drank and ate and partied and didn't give a flying fuck who won or who lost.
Oh.
So
there you go.
Yeah.
That was your Super Bowl.
So fuck Super Bowl next.
God.
Don't even get me started on that March Madness shit.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you something. For the next 3 days or few days, March Madness is interfering with my fucking soap opera,
What is your soap opera?
The Young and the Restless.
All right.
I have watched it for almost 49 years, okay? And I haven't missed one episode. And then March Madness kicks in every fucking year, and then we miss 2 or 3 episodes, and it's like, it's like detoxing all over again every year.
Where let's jump in because as I posted last night on Facebook, we've been friends for a very long time.
Too long.
You might say that. I'm guessing somewhere around 20 years. I don't know how long it's been.
Yeah, about 18 years.
So over the last year plus, you have been, some might say, MIA. We've stayed in touch a little bit, but I backed way off of you.
Yep.
And we've been friends long enough where we don't have to question. We can go months without talking.
We can go 2 years and then talk like we just spoke yesterday.
Yeah. And if you ever say, JD, are you mad at me? I haven't spoken with you in 3 months. I'm going to say, really?
Well, I have asked you that a few times.
Yeah.
Because we hadn't spoken in a while, and I'm one of those people that I take that and I internalize it, and I start to feel like, well, maybe I did something.
Sure.
Even though I run through my head, what did I do? And I didn't do anything. So then I'm one of those people that just bluntly ask.
Right.
I want you to know where I stand at all times. I don't want to be one of those people that, well, if you had asked me, I would have told you. Well, I'm asking.
Sure.
So I ask you, are you upset? And you say no. And I'm like, okay. And then I take you at your word.
Right. Where have you been? Because I want you to. We've got to get some clarity here because there's been rumors flying around for the last year plus about you.
Yeah.
So where have you been? What's going on?
Well, I've been in my home up in Barrytown with my husband. So you know what?
How long have you been married to Jed?
Jed and I, oh my God, 28 years. 28 years. Do I get a soapbox?
If Jed would make one.
He is going to build one.
All right, please.
He is going to build one so that every time I come and I want to get on my soapbox, I can sit on the box.
Are you happy with Jed?
Oh my God. Here's the funny thing. Let's talk about
relationships.
Rumors. Well, let's talk about rumors first.
All right.
Let's talk about the bullshit that rumors do and what it does to people.
Sure.
Because, and I'm not picking any specific town. Okay, I've lived in New York, I've lived in Vegas, I've lived in Vermont, up in the bumfucks of Vermont, and I've lived down here. So I've been around different places. But what people don't realize is what rumors do to people or how they spread. And when you're in a small community, when you pride yourself on we're a small community, and we take care of our own and we nurture each other and this and that. And then you have individuals who go out and spread rumors because they're so lonely and so fucking bored of their life that they want to make your life their life.
Sure, right.
So it turns out that while I was actually healing from an illness, rumors went out that Jed and I were getting a divorce. And that's why I wasn't out in the community, which is not true. And which is sad that they would pick on our relationship where Jed's never done anything to them, and I've really never done anything to them.
Yeah, right.
Then there were rumors that I went to a psychiatric center because I needed psychiatric help. And meanwhile, while all these rumors are out there, people are saying, where's G? What did he do? Is he this? He quit this, he that. And everybody dramatized it instead of just leaving me the fuck alone or maybe doing what you did. You picked up the fucking phone and you said, hey, G, I just heard you've resigned from your position. You're retiring. What's going on?
Are you okay?
Are you okay? And we had an hour conversation of where I was at, why I was retiring.
Right.
Okay, the whole thing. And I also asked you to not push. Don't ask too many questions because I
Yes.
really didn't want to get into my whole personal life.
I would be the same way.
Okay. And you immediately said, hey, buddy, when you're ready,
Yeah.
I'm here. And, since then we've chatted a few times. We met at a parking lot.
It's not only when you're ready, but frankly, it's if you're ever ready.
Right. And that's the thing. And with me, people, it was a physical condition. Okay?
Right.
That's it. That's all you need to know. None of it's your fucking business.
I know.
So instead of talking about people, how about picking them up? How about helping them or checking in with them or whatever? But in this town specifically, and I'm going to say it, there are a lot of nosy neighbors that just think they own your life because they don't have their own.
They're called butt sniffers.
Yeah. And it's like, I'll go someplace and people are like, oh, are you okay? I'm like, was I not supposed to be okay?
Gee, I get that all the time. And you know what's amazing is that sometimes it's genuine. Hey,
Are you okay?
are you okay?
Right.
But sometimes, and you can see through it. You can tell what a butt sniffer is.
The gossip mongers.
It's are you okay? But they're looking for information.
Yes.
They're looking for you to give an info dump.
Yes. And not for nothing, at this point, why don't we all just worry about ourselves? Because with the economy the way it is, with the politics as divided as it is,
Right.
with all the crime and all the mass shootings and all the other crazy shit that's going on, do you really need to know exactly what's going on in my personal fucking life? I don't think so.
Right.
Okay? And there's a lot of people out there. I would listen. Gossip and rumors and stuff, that's human nature. My brother taught me that last week. We were talking about this, and I said to him, I'm sick and tired of gossip and all that. And he says, that's human nature.
Yeah.
Okay? I get it. Okay? And gossip, do your best. But at least have the intelligence to know that the things that you say can hurt other people.
Sure, right.
Okay? And when my husband and I went out to dinner, and we found out that we were having marital problems and getting a divorce, we both looked at each other and said, oh, shit, really? It's like, who's getting the house?
Wow.
Who's getting the house? So, in the meantime, we just celebrated 28 years. You know, our goal is to go the long distance. Hopefully he'll die before me because I don't want to live alone.
Yeah.
Or I'll die before him because I don't want to live alone. But the bottom line is, I'm fine. Okay, my mental health is fine. My marriage is fine. Our finances are fine.
Your
So
kids.
any of that,
And-
the kids are fine. So anybody who wants to talk to me or say something about me, do me a favor. Come right to my face. And if you got the balls, say it to my face.
I feel the same way.
Otherwise, shut the fuck up.
I feel the same way. And
That's all I got to say about that shit.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Bye-bye. Wow. Listen, as I said yesterday, this is going to be a spirited conversation this morning. This is going to be passionate.
Right.
We have fun. We know how to laugh.
You know-
But we also know how to go from 60 to 0 in 1 second. We know how to be very serious.
Yes.
You and I.
And here's one thing I will say, and I'm not saying names because it's pointless. It's gossip. It's bullshit. Okay? But when I hear things from one of my children's friends that somebody else asked them about me, okay, where this person knows me personally and could have at any given time text or messaged me, instead goes to my daughter's friend to ask about me and say, I heard blah, blah, blah. Instead of saying, is he okay, went with the rumor. That's just wrong. It's wrong, people. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. Go to the source. That's what, when we watch news, you listen to Donald orange-haired Trump say that fake news and fake news and fake news, okay? And we listen to the news. We listen to you, JD, in the morning tell us about car crashes and this and that, and we rely on you to do your homework and to know what you're talking about and not just to give out news so that you're misleading people, all right? So if you want to know the real news about something, go to the fucking source.
Yeah.
Don't go to the source, because that's just becomes fake news.
Sure.
Okay? Anybody with half a brain that's ever played the game telephone
Yes.
knows that when you start at one point, when you get to the end, it's a whole different story.
Absolutely.
So people, I'm going to say it one last time. You fucking want to know anything about me? Come talk to me if you got the balls. I'll answer you.
Right.
Or I'll tell you it's none of your fucking business, because
Yes.
that's the way we are.
Sure.
There, that went to 0.
Well, is it what is this? Is this the Brooklyn in you that's coming out when you say it's none of your fucking business?
No, this is an educated person, okay, who has had enough at 61 years old. I've had enough with the bullshit. I've had enough with politicians telling me what I should and shouldn't think.
Yeah.
I've had enough of councilmen and people all over this town and everywhere else that tell us what we need to think. Just tell us your platform and let us make our own fucking decision. Okay? And if you don't understand something, again, go to the source.
You live right here in Berry City.
Berrytown. Yes.
Right on the border.
Well, the border is Camp Street. I'm up higher.
Okay. All right. Have you ever thought about trying to run for a seat?
I would destroy the people here who think the things that they think. Okay? Because not for nothing, there's a lot of... Listen, I get it. We're a small town, little back hick town. We're a rural community, blah, blah, blah. But you don't mean you have to think like an Okie from Finoki.
Yep.
Okay? I want a bell for that one. Okay? If you have opinions or you're entitled that. You're entitled to opinions. But my God, a little forward thinking. Okay, a little forward thinking here. Instead, we're worried about, should we hang a flag in the middle of fucking Main Street on Independence Day? Okay? Is that really a fucking question? Okay? I mean, let's be honest. All the things in this world that are such big catastrophes and such wars all over the place and everything else, and your biggest concern for your town is, do we hang a fucking flag? Because what? It took how much money to get somebody to climb up and tie it up there? Well, get volunteers to fucking tie it up then.
Well, we had a city councilor that felt threatened by the size of the flag.
Please. Well, you know what they say.
Too many flags.
You know what they say. When you're threatened about something that's that big.
Yeah.
You know what they say.
Well, don't we have enough flags? I mean, this is what she said.
No, and
we got them on every light pole on North Main Street. Why do we need the giant one hanging from?
Because fucking be proud of where you are. Okay, my God, is this a topic? Instead of worrying about crime, instead of worrying about people that are starving, instead of worrying about the homeless and the opioids, instead of worrying about putting them in fucking hotels for a year and a half, 2 years, where's the education to teach them how to get a fucking job and how to save fucking money so they can get off the system and take care of themselves and their family? But these aren't important topics. Important topics are, let's discuss a flag. Well, you know what? Stick the fucking flag up your ass and let's fucking do things the right way. Okay? And stop hanging. Oh, we can't hang a flag. Hang 50 of them. Who cares? You can hang fucking hearts all over every goddamn window in Barrie during Valentine's Day.
Montpelier.
Every fucking Montpelier. You can, everywhere you go, you see hearts everywhere.
Are you patriotic?
Very.
Tell me.
Okay, I am 100% patriotic, okay? I came to this country. Listen, this country is built of immigrants. Okay, that's why we don't even want to get into the immigration thing. This whole country is built on immigrants. The people who pick your fucking cotton and pick your strawberry and everything else are immigrants. And those are people who will do shit that nobody else wants to do because they're too fucking good for it. Okay, I came to this country when I was 3 years old. I came from Italy. Okay, and I am 100% for this country, and I'm 100% against all the people that keep judging. Oh my God, they're taking all our jobs. They're taking our jobs because you don't fucking want to work. You want to live on welfare. All right, so if you're going to live on welfare, somebody's got to fucking press the clothes in the laundry thing. Somebody's got to pick the food. Somebody's got to do the cocoa and everything. Who's going to do it? Okay? If you don't want them taking our jobs, fucking go to work and stop living on the system. All right? The system is there to help. It's not there as a way of life. And there are so many people out there that are using the system as a way of life. It's like I'm on welfare and I'm going to get my kids to be on welfare when they grow up and their kids to be on welfare. That's not what welfare's for.
Tell me about one of your kids. He is an absolute badass
Massimo.
in the military.
Yes, he's actually getting out. I think yesterday was his last day. He finally resigned from it. But he's Special Forces, and he's a badass, and he does whatever it takes to defend our country, to the point that Jed and I would spend months not hearing from him because he would be overseas somewhere and he wouldn't tell us where he was.
Which tore you to shreds.
Which, yeah, because I didn't know if the next phone call I would get about him was from him or about him. Wow. Okay, and so, but he would say, Dad, I'm going on vacation. I'm like, where you going? He's like, really? You can't ask me that question. And I'd be like, okay. And then I'd find out later where he's been and the things he's done. And I'm like, wow, that's one of my kids doing that shit. Okay. In the meantime, everybody else is just sitting around crying for their rights.
And he's still with us. He's alive.
Oh God, yes.
And he's been through hell.
Oh yeah. He's had his day. And now he's getting out into the private sector and starting his own whatever it is that he's going to be doing job-wise and stuff. He has a nice girlfriend, and his son, our grandson, is absolutely amazing. So yeah, so I thank God that he's one of those who didn't come out unscathed. Okay, he came out scathed.
Yeah.
He came out.
Yeah, right.
Okay, and now there's things, his hearing, his knee, his mental thought process of the things he's done. That's all stuff that he has to live with. But that was by
Special
choice.
Forces is
Badass.
Yeah,
it's pretty fucking cool. I was scared when he told me that he had gotten the beret and stuff. I was like, oh my God. So anytime there's a war that breaks out or whatever, then he's like going on vacation.
I want to make sure that you are airing out everything that you need to air out this morning. Mm-hmm. The bottom line is, for the last year plus, a year and 3 or 4 or 5 months, mm-hmm. you've been okay.
Yep.
You've had some health issues.
Yes.
You have beaten them.
I'm working on them.
Okay. You have an amazing, amazing man in your life.
Yep.
An incredible family.
Yep.
Who loves you when your grandkids are over and with you at your house. You don't give a shit about anything going on.
No.
That's what I love you for, because I'm the same way. When I'm with Lily,
that's your time.
That's my
your time. You don't get that back.
I don't need to tell anyone why I'm busy, mm-hmm. where I am, what's so important. Mm-hmm. I owe no one an explanation. That's my kid. Yep. And I could give a shit what's going on if the world is crashing. If I'm riding my dirt bike with Lily or out in the backyard playing, that's the most important thing in my life.
Yes.
Period.
It is. It's you don't get that back. And my kids are all grown now, and I love all my children, whether they're speaking to me or they're upset with me or we have a fight, whatever. They're my world, and I try to respect their privacy if they don't want to speak to me, or we had a fight and they don't want to talk to me, or if Massimo's going to go away and he doesn't want to tell me where he's going. I try to respect that.
Right.
It hurts when I don't speak to them.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is I raised every single one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. I raised them from infancy. Lee worked. I was the home person.
Lee was your wife.
Yes. And she worked. I was the home person. And I raised them from 0 to 20 plus.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm proud of all of them.
Yeah.
Whether they've gone left, right, forward, back, I'm proud of them.
You should be. You should be.
Yep.
I am.
And just so you know, big shout out to a few people, I have to say. Okay?
Please.
Diane Hood and her husband over at The Meltdown.
Badass.
Every fucking time we go in there, she totally, completely respects my space. And she says, how you doing? She gives me a hug. We give each other a kiss. Sometimes we text, this and that. But all she did was say, you okay?
Yeah.
And I said, I'm good. I'm working through some shit. And she says, that's all you need to say. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
And she always, always treats you. You never wonder where you're at.
Right.
Okay. Another place that I know for a fact, and I haven't seen her in a long time, but I'm going to be going next week to see her, is Mary Jane over at the jewelry store. Because I have a necklace I have to shorten, and my neighbor bought a ring, and she wants it to be enlarged. And I said, listen.
She is top brass.
I said, let's go see Mary Jane, because I'll walk in there, and she won't be like, oh, are you okay? She's going to be like, hey, good to see you.
I know the type of people you're talking about.
So people like that and people like you and your wife and stuff, shout out to you people, because you know that people are entitled to be themselves, and we all make mistakes. We all have flaws, and we're all perfect.
Right.
Okay. I always tell people I'm perfect, and they laugh and say, yeah, okay. I said, I am.
Yeah.
I'm a perfect person. I'm a perfect asshole.
Yeah.
I'm a perfect prick.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm a perfect friend.
We are entitled to having some privacy in our life.
Yes.
Some personal things that we don't necessarily need to tell everyone about.
But people think that if they live vicariously through your life, then they have a life. Okay? And that doesn't work that way, because all you're doing is you're showing who you are.
We also get off on gossip
and misery. People get off on, oh my God, when Brock and Valerie, when their house burnt down, people got off on the misery by talking about, oh, they probably set it all up before they went on vacation. If you fucking know Val and Brock, you sound like an asshole for saying that. And that means that A, you don't know them, okay, so you're just making up shit, and B, you're ignorant. Okay, because these are not people who they didn't even have enough insurance to cover the house.
Yeah.
Okay, so come on, people. If you're going to talk about people,
right,
fucking get it right or shut the fuck up. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, it is. And you and I have had this conversation before. I am increasingly getting tired of the cancel culture protective bubble that so many of us live in. And I just, man, it's like, just be courageous and say your thoughts anyways. And maybe some of us should live in a way where we're not so easily offended. With that said, and I know I'm kind of shifting gears here. With that said, and look at the comments coming in here.
I'm sure people are eating me alive.
No, we just got a comment. I don't know you, but I love your attitude. Another comment. Love today's show. There's a lot of comments coming in here about you. But here's the thing, G. And I'm going to go there.
Go there.
Okay.
You know what? Pretend I'm your therapist, because you were my therapist. Now pretend I'm your therapist and you have the floor.
A couple of years ago, I said something on the air, and it spiraled. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
It was winter, I think 2 years ago. I have, as you know, I've been in the media for many, many, many years on Froggy, 16 years.
Yep.
While I was on the air doing the morning show on Froggy, 16 years, I heavily promoted an event that was an annual event right around Valentine's Day in Montpelier at the Capitol Plaza. It was called the Daddy-Daughter Dance.
Yep.
And
you're going to go there, aren't you?
I'm going to
do it.
You okay?
Oh, do it.
I loved that event. I loved promoting it. I loved talking about it. This was long before I was ever a parent. someday I hoped to be a parent. I became a parent. I became a dad. And by the grace of God, I was gifted this beautiful little girl. And as soon as I found out that I was going to be a dad of a little girl, I said, man, I am so excited. I can't wait for someday when she's old enough that I can dress her up and I can get dressed up and we can go out to the daddy-daughter dance in Montpelier and give her one special evening. Take her out to dinner, maybe even rent a limo. And with I talk about cancel culture, and with that, there was somewhat of a petition in Montpelier to put an end to the daddy-daughter dance because it was too exclusive of others. And they changed it to like the parent-child dance or something like that. And I said on the air that I was disappointed about that. And I was disappointed. And I am disappointed. And I'm still disappointed. I think it sucks, this cancel culture. And I think that, and I know it's happening all over the nation. It's not just in Montpelier.
Everywhere.
And what I said on the air was, and I was rather
boisterous.
I was rather spirited with my rhetoric. What I said was, can we just leave some things alone and allow the daddy-daughter dance, but maybe have a daddy-son dance or a parent-child dance that's separate.
In lieu of. Right. So you have this, you have that. Just like the Elks and the Legion, you can only join if you're a veteran and this and that. So there are certain things that should be left alone.
Yes. If you want to add stuff onto it, that's great. But don't cancel something that has been going on for like 25 plus years.
Right.
A select few in our community felt that I was not entitled to have that opinion, and that because it just simply wasn't aligned with theirs. And I got publicly on the Aired Out page, I got from a few people that are extreme left. And I just want to say something about left, right, middle. I'm very, as you know, we've been friends for over 20 years. I'm very left about some things, and I'm very right about other things. You cannot put me in a box. You can't do it.
Because each topic has its own validity. Okay? So if you're extreme left on this topic, but another topic sways you a different way, then you go right. And that's why my husband and I like to say we're independent.
Right.
Okay? Because there is no right or wrong. And I think anybody that goes extreme left or extreme right, if we'd all go kind of look down the center, maybe we'd be able to get along better. So,
and just think objectively,
right,
without being so influenced by others.
And that it was your opinion.
Yeah, it's my opinion,
and you're
man.
entitled to it. And
I
to
know.
berate you and to call you homophobic and everything else from the ignorant people in Barry City that said those things. Okay,
and I'm going to say who it was.
Well, that's your call.
All right. I love you and your husband.
Right.
I have so many friends who are gay. Many of them are listening this morning. But man, if you try to put me in a box, dude, you're going to fail, because I'm hugging my gay friend with a loaded 45 on my belt. Don't try to put me in a box.
Right.
Just don't. You're going to fail.
Right.
And these people failed. But for the executive director of the People's Health and Wellness Clinic, Dan Barlow, to call me a homophobe or transphobe on my own Facebook page, that really pissed me off. And then had the gall to ask if he could come on the air here and promote what they're doing over there. Now, I'll tell you something right now. I'll make this really clear. I think that everything that the People's Health and Wellness Clinic does is absolutely fantastic.
And vital.
And vital. With a capital V. And anything, and how many times have I told you this? Anything that happens in our community or that's going on in our community that benefits people in our community, I am supportive. If it's good for people, it's good for me, and it's good for this microphone. And it will be all over our Facebook page. Whether you're gay, whether you're trans, whether you're a veteran, elderly, children, I don't care who you are. If it is something that's good for the people of our community, it will be on the air. And I will promote anything that's going on that's good over at the People's Health and Wellness Clinic. I will promote that. But I was stunned that the executive director would call me a homophobe and a transphobe for being upset that the daddy-daughter dance was canceled, was altered.
Had you met him before?
I have never met him. I know who he is, and I know what he looks like.
Right. No,
and he probably doesn't. He may not be aware that I've been shoulder to shoulder to him a few times, but I have the couth to not engage in public,
right,
and make an ass out of myself. And I have been told for the last 2 years by many people, friends and acquaintances, don't bother bringing this up on the air. Don't draw any attention.
Well, I was
to
one
this.
of those people that said that to you a
I
long
think
time
you were.
ago.
Don't draw any attention to this. And for 2 years, and Raylene knows this, for 2 years, I've had this on my chest.
It's burned you. I know.
And I'm like, you know what? And then this lady, Rachel Nelson, got in it, and she came after me. Same thing. Man, it's like we're coming back to what you said. If you don't really, truly know me, and I'll say this, knowing me on the microphone and on camera, that's one thing. But if you don't really know me off of this microphone, who I am as a man, as a father, as a partner, as a member of our community, some might even say as a public figure, if you don't really know the person that I am, you're making yourself look like a wicked fucking asshole by calling me transphobe or homophobic.
Right.
You're displaying a level of ignorance that is massive.
Right.
Because my community knows who I am. They know me when I'm in the grocery store. My community really, truly knows who I am, most of my community. And for the 10%, 15, 20, 25% out there that don't, well, by God, you probably should by the end of this episode.
Well, and you know, this is where I get into the whole how ignorant people really are. I mean, let's break it down as simple as that, okay? An intelligent, well-educated person. And of course, now I'm going to get people who are going to send you messages saying, I went to college and I did this and I studied agriculture and now I know how to grow a fucking plant. Yippee-yahoo, motherfucker. That's not the point. The point is, those people who are educated, well-rounded, open-minded, understanding of human nature, and willing to accept differences, those people don't judge. Okay, those people, they know that, hey, JD made a statement. Was it off color? Maybe. Not the end of the fucking world. Okay? But then there are those people that are uneducated, living vicariously through the lives of public figures, okay, wanting to have their say about everything. Hey, listen, I'm not the best gay advocate out there, okay? I don't stand outside with signs saying, I'm gay, I'm queer, I'm here, da-da-da. I don't do that, okay?
And what was the other thing that I see on the flag that's waving? Stand up, fight back?
Right, yeah, that's all, it's political. Okay, it's taking back their rights and wanting to be treated equal and stuff like that. But here's the bottom line that I see, okay? And I'm sure I'm going to get plenty of comments, and I'll go to the store and somebody be like, hey, you're that guy that said this. But here's the thing. If one community stops bad-mouthing another community, then there wouldn't be that back and forth rhetoric that's going on. Because right now, a community is slapping another community for being judged.
Sure.
So that other community is slapping back for being told that they're judging.
Sure.
All right?
Sure.
And in my world, if you come up to me and you slap me, it happens. If you keep slapping me, I'm going to slap you back. Okay? So when the blacks are complaining about the whites and the gays are complaining about the straight and the trans are complaining, you know, when you're all fighting each other, take a step back and stop antagonizing the other community and just learn to live your own truth in your own life.
Sure.
You know, and I don't stand up with the flag and I don't that's not me. Okay? And maybe I don't say things politically correct to make all the communities happy.
Oh, don't hurt anyone's feelings.
Okay? But not for nothing, like I said, the Legion, the Elks, those are places, they're a community of people that are bonded together by a specific thing. Okay, veterans and veterans' families that can join, you know, and all these are segregated but group organizations. Let them be.
Sure.
Okay, and if the transgender community wants to have a big parade, let them be. If the black community wants to run a black parade during Pride Month or during Black History Month, let them be.
Yes.
Why do you have to look at them and say, "Oh, look at those people try"? Stop negating them,
right?
And they'll stop negating you.
Yeah.
And in your situation, if the person doesn't even know you and heard one thing come out of your mouth out of the 57 years or however old you are, the one thing that came out on the air of all those years of you being able to talk, and you said one specific thing and your world blew up.
Sure.
Into drama.
Yeah.
Unnecessary drama, because those people really should be worrying about their life and how they can better other people, not judge.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
A conversation with you saying, hey, this was a little off color. Jed and I came down and we sat with you and we talked about that.
Yeah, right.
We talked about the conversation. We didn't badmouth. We came down and said, hey, can we talk about this? Wasn't the most colorful thing you said. And you said, no, it wasn't, but it's how I felt. And I said, I respect that because that's who you are.
Yeah.
Okay, but these other people, they have to turn it into an event.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's cancel him.
Yeah.
And then let's cancel the person who crossed the street not at the crosswalk.
Sure.
Okay, and let's cancel Marie's Bagels because they believe this. So let's cancel the hardware store because they believe that. Stop canceling and start including.
Right.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And we have two presidential candidates who are not getting that. And so we get to choose.
Yeah.
Between old and senile,
sure,
okay, or old, orange, and crazy. The man wants to be a dictator. And what makes me laugh is the power behind him.
Yeah. There's a shit ton of polarization that's going on. And it's not just America, man. It's global. I mean, we all know that.
Mm-hmm. I told Jed, I says, I can't wait to die just so I don't have to see where it ends. You know what I mean? Because it's just, oh my God. You know, you can't walk. I still walk down the street with friends. Yes, I still have friends. Okay. And I still walk down the street, and every now and then I'll be like, oh, there's Billy. He's straight.
Yeah.
And they like, why'd you say that? Because you have no problem pointing out to me when somebody's gay.
Right. I think you've said to me and to others, JD is the gayest straight man
I've ever met.
Listen, I just want to say that you've known Sherilyn as long as you've known me. You know how we are as parents.
Mm-hmm.
We raise our child. We don't say. We just don't in our house. It's just the way we are. We don't say that's.
But Lily's asked you, why are those two men kissing?
Right.
And instead of you saying because they're gay,
right?
Okay, you say, well, because love has no boundaries.
Because they love each other.
Simple.
And it's a concept that if you put in your child's mind that love is love,
right? Then there's nothing else to talk about.
Right, exactly. But
you know?
we don't say that's a black person or that's a brown person or that's a any color. We just, everyone's a human being.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has a right to live on this earth and to be happy.
Yep.
We teach Lily that yes, there are bad people in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are white, some of them are black, some of them are Chinese. Some of them wear suits and ties and carry briefcases.
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty of bad people in the world.
Right.
But this is what defines bad. And then we give her an example of what's bad when you wake up every day with the MO of doing bad things, creating harm towards people, hurting people, vandalizing people, stealing from people, beating up people for no reason.
Hurting animals.
Hurting animals.
You know, any kind of negative behavior.
Exploiting the elderly.
Right.
Exploiting children.
Right.
Okay? Sexually abusing children. These are people that are, in my opinion, and of course I have to say that,
right,
bad.
Right. And it's a shame you have to say that because that's just common sense.
Right.
But there's going to be somebody listening that's going to, you know, my brother told me this a couple of days ago because I was telling him I was coming on the air and he's like, oh, Jesus Christ, what are you two going to be up to? And he said, watch how you say things because people take the snippet, not the sentence, the snippet.
Oh, yeah.
Because he said, if you say, people are saying my husband and I are getting a divorce, and you don't say, and we're not, then they're going to be like, oh, I just heard they're getting a divorce.
Yeah.
He says, so you need to be clear
Selective
when you
here.
speak,
Yeah.
because too many people have become judgmental.
Sure.
And you know what? The common housewife is now a fucking activist.
Sure. Right.
Everyone's a fucking activist. Sure. Everyone's supporting their own genre, right. Whatever the fuck. They're right. all, everybody's an expert. Okay? And the only thing you should be an expert is in your own fucking life.
Right.
Okay?
Amen.
Because I'm not an expert in Jed's life. I share his life with him.
Sure.
I give him advice. He gives me advice. We banter and go back and forth, just like
sure.
you are now with me.
Right.
There are times we get into conversations like this.
Sure.
Okay? But in the long run, he's him.
Yeah, right.
And I don't get to say, well, you can't think that way.
Right.
Because his answer to me is, well, fuck you.
Yeah, right.
That's how I think.
Listen, I feel that I have set the record very straight on the daddy-daughter dance thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to set the record straight publicly right now about the Fox market. And I see the look on your face. I see what you're doing. Don't go there, JD!
JD, you know what? I don't think I've ever put you in a box, and I certainly have never allowed you to be censored in my world. So
My dad was a veteran during Korea. Your son is special forces
Right.
in the military.
my father was a veteran, too.
I grew up very patriotic. Respect and honor the flag. Country's kind of fucked up, yes, but you still respect it and honor your country. I remember being a little kid. I was in the Boy Scouts. I was at Cub Scouts in a parade. And I remember like it was yesterday, my father tapping me on the shoulder and whispering into my ear, "Take your hat off. The flag is out. Put your right hand on your heart. Look at the flag. Don't be looking over here at these pretty girls or the Girl Scouts. Look at the flag." I remember that. I admit that I was out of line and frankly way out of character on the morning that I reacted. And I use the word reacted because that's what I did. I reacted without a lot of thought behind it. And I reacted live on the air. And of the, I don't know how many years I've been doing this, 6 years, whatever, aired out. I've only deleted one episode. And this is always live. And I deleted that one. And I deleted it. And I'm going to set this goddamn record straight right now. I deleted it. Not because I was trying to hide anything. But in retrospective, I was not proud of the way both Raylene and I acted on the air. Both of us. It was not consistent with who we are. I got way too hot under the collar, and when you're that hot, you shouldn't be in front of a live microphone. Period. The reason why I was hot is because the Fox market, which is and you can say this too, it's a market that caters to and promotes gay, trans, but everyone.
It's the alternative community support.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go. Everyone, but especially that community. They posted on their website or on their Facebook page a few days before the 4th of July. We're going to be closed on Tuesday, July 4th, not because we are honoring, and I don't have the exact words here, but we've got a screenshot of it. Not because we are honoring the American white man, help me out, Raylene, taking over land from the Indians.
Right.
See, I'm getting hot here. And when I get hot, my brain kind of just goes scrambled. But we have a screenshot of theft of land. Thank you, Raylene. The white man's theft of land. But we're going to close on the 4th of July because last year it just simply wasn't very busy. That's the reason why we're not going to be closed. I read that as an opportunity to attack America on the birthday of its independence from Britain. That's what Independence Day is. Mm-hmm. Ask me sometime how I feel about the white man and what they've done and what they did to Indians back in the 1800s. And I will tell you exactly how I feel about that. So will Sherilyn. And I could go on about that. I think it's disgusting what happened and what we have done to indigenous people way back. However, that was a gazillion years ago. We need to move on.
Well, the thing is,
we need to move on.
Instead of
and don't make this about
wallowing,
don't make this about Independence Day.
Instead of wallowing about what happened, we should be teaching it so that people know a better way to be. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
In other words, it's yes, it happened. And we're not saying get over it because we don't care.
Sure.
What we're saying is let's use all the mistakes that have happened in the past. We teach our kids that. When the kids make a mistake, we teach them through punishment, through other forms of education, that this was wrong, let's not do this again.
Right.
So it's the same thing now, teaching the young kids and teaching the adults that aren't aware what happened and how we have evolved from that.
Sure.
And what lessons did we learn so as not to do it again?
Right.
That's how I feel. History is history, okay? But we've learned about Hitler and what Hitler's done through history so that we know what to be careful of when somebody's coming up the ranks like that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Raylene,
like Donald Trump.
Raylene just wrote, you mean learn from history? What a concept.
Yeah, what a concept that would be. Instead of making people suffer for history,
right,
learn from it. You know, when I go to see somebody and they're like, you know what, you can't talk to me like that. My great-great-grandmother was a slave. Oh, my God. Your great-great, that's unfortunate. But we have learned that is no longer an appropriate way to live. Okay? So stop telling me what happened in the past unless you want to let me know what your family went through so that I can appreciate where you came from. But don't judge me because I'm not your color. Okay? And don't live through your great-great-grandmother's eyes. Live through today and educate people that your family was like this and you are proud not to be like this anymore.
That right there, what you just said, the last part right there, that's key.
Yeah, because your family went through it. You know, look at the Italians when they came over with only $1 in their pocket, and then they started this and they did that, and then they got the mafia involved, and they did. You know what? That was all then, and that was a bloody time. That was an unfortunate time. That was a stain on the Italians' name. That they were known more for mafia than anything else, and blah blah blah. But through the years, and through the justice system, and through the intelligence of learning, we now know that those things are not appropriate to control other people.
Right.
So I'm not going to sit there and say my great-great-grandfather was a mafia head boss and this and that. No, which, by the way, he wasn't. I must clarify. Otherwise, they'll say, oh, G comes from mafia.
Why don't we just create that rumor?
Why don't we just say that? Let's say that now.
Let's just go with that.
Let's just go with that if you fuck with me, I can't guarantee if you're going to be swimming with the fish or not. You know? Again, joking for you ignorant people out there who do not know the difference between sarcasm, joking, and seriousness.
No, they don't.
And that's the problem.
Many don't.
And that's the problem. And I will say one thing, okay? Because I'm having a real tough time with this presidential thing.
I know you are.
Okay, this is a very difficult time for me because I always believed in the politics and you know the 2-party, 3-party system, things like that, and how they balance out. And I'm not going to get into a whole political fiasco about this whole electoral college votes because we have the capability now of figuring out the popular vote. So we shouldn't give one state more than another. So let's not talk about that. Okay, but I will tell you I'm having a very difficult time this year.
Be careful, Mark Zuckerberg is listening.
I don't care. I am having a very difficult time with both candidates. Okay, one is very, very knowledgeable with years and years and years of history of intelligent, bipartisan, but he's slipping. Okay, he's older now. He's an older gentleman. Now, old means experience, and we know that the president of the United States isn't the only person that runs the country, that there's a lot of advisors and a lot of other shit that can help walk him through stuff. I get all that. But he looks like, Jed, Michael, and I watched a comic who said that when he walks across the road, he looks like he's got a load in his pants because he's walking so stiff and so old. And so, yeah.
Maybe he does have a load in his pants.
He may.
I've got a load in my pants right now.
So he's old, but he's got a lot of experience and
Right.
he's done good things.
Right.
But he's a little clumsy now. And then we have the other side where he's old and he can't finish a sentence without sounding like a baby.
Yeah.
Okay? He doesn't know how to stay on script. He gets totally off center. He calls people. What president do you want that calls people names on public TV? I mean, where's the appropriateness of that intellect?
Doesn't have much of a vocabulary.
Not much at all. And he uses words that don't exist, like bigly, okay? And he calls people names. I mean, aren't we supposed to be teaching our children and each other to respect each other?
Right.
So now we're going to vote for a person who does not respect people and doesn't respect. He has to call the president of the United States names just to get his people to back him up. So what I say is, and this is what I propose that all those people that are voting for Donald Trump, I propose that between now and November, they get therapy, okay? And they learn about respect for the president, for the flag, for Congress, for bipartisanship. They learn all that before they get to the ballot and vote for a man who says, I will be a dictator and it's going to be done bigly. I mean, what the fuck?
What about Biden supporters? What should they do before November?
Biden supporters really, really, really need to understand what he's done and what he still needs to do. Okay? Because everybody's like, oh, we have 2 wars during Biden's. Yeah, like Biden called up Putin and said, hey, why don't you go ahead and start a war? No, that's Donald Trump who did that, who wants to get Putin involved with NATO and all that stuff.
Are we talking about politics right now?
No, we're talking about the ignorance of people. I would rather, and here's one more thing. If you don't go vote, you don't get to complain. I hate people who says, I didn't vote this year because I don't. And by the way, I hate the president. Well, fuck you. You didn't vote. Your opinion doesn't count anymore.
Amen.
Stand up and be counted. And hopefully someday we'll get past this electoral college bullshit and we'll actually vote for people based on popularity.
Yeah.
Because then Donald Trump would win instantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know there are a lot of people in this town and in Orange and everywhere else that are like, fuck you, G, you're fucking this. I'm just calling it like it is, people.
I know.
Do the research. Hey, did you hear about the some kind of eclipse shit happening?
Insanity. It's the end of the world.
It's the end.
We're all going down.
Where do we go to get that extra?
I want to see your eclipse glasses.
Oh, yeah, I got
put 'em
my
on?
own eclipse glasses
Put 'em
because
on.
I'm ready.
Put them on.
Ready? Here we go. If you're going to go out blind, you might as well go out blind looking fashionable. Well, you dared to give me one of those paper ones. What the fuck?
Well, those are the good ones. Those are the ones that are protective.
Yeah, but then you don't look like Elton John.
Yeah, but you can look like Elton John, but you're going to be blind
That's okay.
on April 9th.
Well, where are you going to go to see it?
I
Don't you want to get a little extra?
I don't know, but we've got the
Look at you. look.
What do you think of these?
You look demented.
Just,
You look like you need therapy too.
does this make you want to take me out back behind the dumpster, or
Oh.
what?
And
Right
beat the
here.
shit out of you. Yes. Well, because if I had said something else to do, then of course the population would be saying that we're erring on the side of
yeah.
of not caution,
Yeah.
which is absolutely ridiculous.
Listen, I know we've been rambling this morning. We've had banter. We've had fun. We've had laughs. You got some shit off your chest.
Yeah.
I
Be
just
kind to each other. Stop making everybody out to be the bad guy.
let me make it very clear. I love my community. We've got assholes in our community. Maybe they've been assholes to other people.
There's always going to be an asshole.
Always.
There's always going to be the nice guy that gets stepped on. There's always going to be the asshole who doesn't understand why people don't see it their way.
Sure.
And if you have an opinion or you want to be an asshole, whatever, be your own asshole.
Right.
Don't bring your asshole out to everybody else.
I generally, and this is how Lily is. This is how I'm raising Lily the way I was raised.
Mm-hmm.
Love everyone until they have done you direct harm.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's plenty of folks out there that are religious that would say, and love them anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Still, that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
We'll save that for another time. But
We're going to do a love episode.
we can do a love episode. But man, it's like I especially, I love the underdog, and I love the vulnerable. And I have a special place in my heart for the elderly, children. Probably once or twice a week, I say this on the air. The disabled, veterans, and yes, gay, trans. I don't care. I don't care what your sexual orientation is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I have mine. You have yours. If you're happy with yours, I'm happy for you.
Right. I don't have to understand it.
But I also don't need to go out on the sidewalk. I don't feel the need to go out on the sidewalk with a flag or a banner or anything, waving it, saying, I'm straight and I'm proud. I just don't need to do that.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Eventually, hopefully, it'll get to some point, when not in my lifetime, that you won't qualify an individual based on anything. Oh, there's Bill. He's black. Duh.
Yeah, no
Okay.
shit.
And that's why I say, to this day, there are times when I'm driving down the street. You know, I was out having coffee with a friend of mine, and we were driving down the street, and I turned to my friend and I said, oh, that's Jim and his wife. They're straight. And my friend looked at me and said, what? And I said, no, it's just that everybody qualifies. So I figured, is that what we're supposed to do? Are we supposed to qualify?
Would you do me a favor?
Yes.
The next time you or Jed see one of these T-shirts, and I can't find one that says, I'm straight, but I don't hate. Would you grab it for me? I'll pay you back.
Sure.
If you see one, grab
Sure.
it. Please. Just to finish about Fox Market.
Mm-hmm.
Raylene went over to Fox Market face to face. She had the courage to put aside any ego and apologize face to face and admit, hey, I was out of line on the air. I'm not going to speak for her, but I mean, she's talked about this on the air before too. We were out of line. We were passionate. And she said, I don't apologize for the thoughts and the feelings that I had, but I apologize for the way that I gave example to them on the air.
Right.
It was very passionate.
Right.
Very.
And see, that's the thing, is you're entitled to your thoughts,
Yeah. I mean,
but you have to be able to express it appropriately.
and I said on the air, was I berating the Fox market? That morning on the air, yes, I was. I verbally was very aggressive to them because it hit a nerve on me. They took a cheap shot at patriotism just before Independence Day, and I thought that that was classless. I agree with their stance about the white man and what the white man has done to indigenous people. I agree with that. But that's a whole separate fucking topic.
Mm-hmm.
And don't confuse that with the independence of America and our nation's birthday.
Right.
Leave that alone. You want to go down the road of what we did to the Indians and I just said Indians.
Yes. They're probably, thank God we got
We
guards at the doors.
we can't say cowboys and Indians anymore.
No, thank God we have guards at the door to keep them.
Indigenous people.
Yes.
I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. You know what? I had lunch with a guy in a diner not long ago who was a indigenous person, and I said, or he said to me, "Yeah, I'm an Indian," and I said, "Oh, am I able to say that I met an Indian today, or do I have to say that I met an indigenous person?" And he rolled his eyes and he said, "I'm an Indian. I'm so sick and tired of the new PC that's going on in this world. I'm an Indian." Anyway,
and now, here's an important piece to that, okay? You've heard the old line, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Sure.
Okay? It's a fact. It is a fact.
Right.
The senior community,
Sure.
and I'm not 65 yet, but I'm pretty freaking close.
Don't say that.
Okay, it's the senior community, you, me, the mayor, people that are older. Okay? We don't learn as quick.
Yeah.
Okay, we're set in our ways. Okay, we've grown up, for me, 61 years, a certain way.
Sure.
And you'd say, well, we're trying to teach you. I get it. But when we fail, don't judge us.
Yeah, right.
Okay, because we're set.
Yeah.
The goal is to teach the younger generation so as we fall off
Right.
and they grow up, it's more harmonious.
Yes.
Okay?
Teach the younger generation to be respectful.
Yes.
It's not so much in the verbiage
Right.
of like Indian, indigenous people. Just be respectful
But this
of
gentleman
everyone.
that you spoke to, he's an older gentleman and he looks himself as an Indian.
Right.
And he doesn't like the word indigenous. Now, the younger generation, that's their vocabulary, and
Sure.
that's great. So we can educate the seniors and let them know what's out there so we
Right.
know what we're facing.
Sure.
So that they know what a non-binary means.
Sure.
So that they don't, when somebody says, "Oh, we would like to," they're like, "We who?" Okay, then they
Sure.
know they're calling themselves a we.
Yes.
Okay, but don't ask us
Right.
to change, and if we don't, shame on us. Okay, focus on the community that's coming up now.
Sure.
And let us older people just live.
Yeah.
We know we have to accept. Okay, and you see older couples that watch a gay couple across the street kissing, and they don't react anymore. They've gotten past the reaction. Some do, but most don't. We know
Sure.
as older people what's happening.
Sure.
We don't necessarily have to like it. We just have to go with it.
I just to close out this morning, I offered an apology on the air soon after this event on Aired Out here, I offered an apology for my conduct to Liv, the part owner of the Fox Market. I also we asked her, invited her to come on the air, which she hasn't. Maybe she will someday. I don't know. But there is an organization in our community right here in Barrie. An underground is what I refer to them as. An underground organization that's called the Barrie Values. And I don't think that many are familiar with them, but they've got quite a few members. I have a list of all of the members that are part of Barrie Values. It's a club. It's a extreme leftist, progressive club that thinks that they know better and know best about a lot of things, about the way that Barrie should be. If anyone wants a list of their names, let me know and I'll text it to you privately. I've listed off a couple of their names this morning who have gone after me in the Front Porch Forum and in the Times-Argus about my comments about the Fox Market posting what they posted, about my reaction to the Fox Market on the air, which was totally unprofessional and out of character for me. And although I apologize, I'm not going to walk around with a shirt on 7 days a week that says I apologize to the Fox Market. I've said it, and
the scarlet letter thing is done.
Yeah, it's exactly. Mm-hmm. Of course, they want you to slit your wrists and But Dan Barlow, Rachel Nelson, Erica Reel, Joe Reel, and many others as part of the Barrie Values have tried very hard, both in the Times-Argus as well as Front Porch Forum, as well as on social media, to destroy me. They have reached out by letter, by email, repeatedly to every single one of our sponsors and have told them that I am transphobe and homophobe and that they should not be associated or supporting me or the Aired Out podcast. We never lost one sponsor. The reason for that is because they tried to tarnish my reputation. They tried to damage my character. And they grossly failed. That's it.
Well, and that's because the people, like you said, in your community that know you, they're not going to listen to rhetoric.
Yeah.
Okay? Do you say things off color sometimes? Absolutely. And as somebody who is on the air and a figure that people listen to, you need to be held accountable for that. And you did, by apologizing and acknowledging what you did and saying that was wrong, which is a huge thing in itself, because not a lot of people like to apologize in private, let alone in public.
Right.
Okay.
And if Liv comes in here and sits with us I'll apologize to her face to face on camera.
Right. The thing is, again, it's too many opinions, too many people saying what they think, and they don't have any time or space for their own life.
Sure.
Because they'd rather, I'm an advocate for this group, so I'm going to bash you.
Yeah.
Really? So if you bash me because you're an advocate for that group, I'm going to bash you back.
Right.
So if we don't want to keep playing this childish bashing back and forth, then let's stop.
Some of them are called victim groups.
Yes, yes,
Take the word victim away from your group.
yes.
And just be who you are.
Yeah.
And be proud of it.
A lot of people love to live in the victim world.
Of course they do.
Oh my God.
I
you know,
know it.
I was telling my brother the other day, I says, I hate when I go up to somebody and they're like, how you doing? I'm like, oh, good, my back hurts. Oh, you know, my back hurt the other day and I did I didn't fucking ask you how your back was. If you ask me how I'm doing and I tell you, why do you have to one-up me?
Sure.
Oh, I had a headache. Oh, I know, I had a migraine the other.
Sure. Right.
So everybody always has to one-up the next person.
Sure.
And it's like, why? You know,
Yeah.
oh, I lost my aunt the other day. Oh, I lost 2 of my aunts last week.
Sure.
It's like,
listen, I said
everybody's a victim.
I had a back and forth, and I have screenshots of it too with Joe Rail and Erica Rail, inviting them repeatedly, over and over and over and over again, begging them to come sit here on camera, on Aired Out, and look into that camera and tell this audience that I'm a homophobe.
Right.
I dared them, and they just couldn't do it.
Right.
They're just not brave enough to
Well,
come
that's
in
it.
here.
If you believe it
and
so
they
much.
still have an invitation to come in here. I'll invite Dan Barlow right now. Anyone who wants to come in here and tell my audience that I'm transphobe or homophobe,
Right.
good luck.
Well, that's it. Just come and defend yourself.
Good luck.
You know, come and defend your words.
You don't know me.
You know, and that's why, like I said, anybody who wants to know anything about my life, come and ask me.
Yeah.
Don't spread it around everywhere else. If
Right.
you want, come defend yourself.
Right.
You know, and when I call those people out, they're like, you know, I didn't mean it that way. I'm sorry. Then if you say something that you know may require an I'm sorry later,
Sure.
then keep your mouth shut.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's as simple as that.
Because my community simply, I've been around for a long time. My community simply knows me.
They know you, right?
And I say this to the Berry Values and the folks that make up the Berry Values that don't know me. Please kiss my ass.
Mic drop.